Hey Ranger Nation, today we're going to be looking at episode 7 of Power Rangers Beast Morphers, A Friend Indeed. And I generally thought this would be more of kind of a friend in need or something else mentioned in this one, because this episode again is kind of a step back. Before we begin the video, if you want to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button as well as the cheeky notification bell, you'll be notified when more videos drop. And also, if you want to win one of these power coins, or movie coins as I like to call them, I keep calling them power coins, but if you want a chance to win one of these, then wait till the end of the video and I will let you know how to win one. We open up with Blaze and Roxy teleporting into a train station type train yard, where they then create a new monster, but again I don't think they actually mention the name. They just go, oh, we're going to create another Robotron. Now the plan for this episode is to take the Beast Bot's memories so that they can then control the Megazord or know what to do, and I actually like this plan. It was just executed very, very badly. Now before I continue the review, one thing that I did find is this entire episode sounded like they were all evil avatars. Every single character. Blaze and Roxy sounded fine because we're used to their voices like this, but everyone else, including the steps, any sound in this sounded like they were evil avatars. So I don't know if this went out all across America, but the version that I watched, which normally is spot on, sounded like this. So if it was different for you, let me know down below in the comments. As they create this monster, they turn around and say that they want the Beast Bot's memories on these discs. And it kind of reminded me back in the day when people had wanted to take over the world with floppy disks. It's just a thing. So next, when USBs become relevant, I'm guessing that's going to be the way to actually take over the world. I don't know why this whole part is really hard for me to explain, but I'm going to kind of break this down. So basically, we have this entire scene where Ravi and Devon are fighting. They're training. And then we've got parts with the Beast Bots. So Smash decides to give Ravi some kind of like blueberry Lucozade, whatever it is, to kind of energize him again. And Ravi's like, no, I'm going to actually just have water. That's better for me. Cruz comes in and says, hey, I've got your drink. At this point, Devon has actually taken the blueberry drink and started to drink it, and then kind of says, well, Cruz, you're kind of late on this one. As soon as they leave, Smash then comes in and says, I'm going to train with you, after Ravi's like, I really want to keep training some more. Now, we have some continuity error, which I don't know why they didn't do this. So as they're training, Smash is kind of mothering Ravi and doesn't actually hurt him the way that he wants. Ravi wants this whole like kind of hit me hard, you know, I can take this, I want proper training, don't be soft. So Smash actually punches him in the chest, but leaves like this kind of green mark, which is frosting. So in one scene, there is nothing, but in the next one it's like, oh wait, it's on my hand. I don't understand why you can just put it on there for everyone to notice, but for this scene, it just feels like the frosting on the cake, which comes later, has been pretty much teleported onto his fist. We jump into a scene where Nate has the Beast X blasters and he's kind of configuring them, making them better. Zoey walks in and asks if she'd seen Jax, and he goes like, oh no, but you know, he's left your package or your whatever it is on the side. She's like, yeah, cool, that's my office supplies. But when she looks in the bag, it's actually party supplies, and Jax comes in, he's like, oh, hi, how you doing? And Zoe's like, well, you know, I asked you to get me this, but you've got something else. And he's like, oh, they must have mixed up my order. They gave me the wrong ones. Oh, no. And Zoe's like, oh, okay. Ben and Betty enter the room, and they're surprised to see Zoey as well. And they kind of do this whole, yeah, we're kind of busy, until both Ben and Betty and Jax leave, because they're doing this whole thing of like, oh, I'm going back to the store to get my stuff back. At this point, Nate is saying, right, I'm going out to train. You guys follow, you know, you've got to come to your training thing, and then just disappears. The Rangers now are talking about how they want their personalities to be different. You know, from what they are, they're not happy with them. As soon as the Rangers pick up their blasters and head outside, they're wondering what the training is going to be. All of a sudden, a car comes out of nowhere with Tronics in. The Rangers turn around and start blasting, but then find out that it's a hologram. And Nick comes out and goes like, oh yeah, the thing that I've updated your weapons with is basically a hologram permitter. So you can do stuff, or you can project holograms much later on. At this point, the Beast Bots come out and say, hey, you guys need a break. And I'm like, oh, god damn it. It's only been like 3 minutes. but this is part of what they wanted the plan to be. They're like, no, we're training, we're learning about new stuff. And the Beast Bot's like, no, come in. And they're like, no, we're working. So the Rangers are a little bit harsh to them. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, loads of Tronics come out and start rushing towards them and start fighting. Nate and the Beast Bots take kind of cover and they start watching the fight. But the monster, the Robotron or Trainotron, whatever, I think it's basically Robotron, he comes out and he actually starts stealing the memories of the Beast Bots. He gets Cruz and then he gets Smash. But as he's about to get Jax, he doesn't actually do it because Zoey spots him. The Rangers have already morphed at this point and they're fighting off the Tronics. When Zoey sees this, she shouts out to Jax to kind of like watch out and then shoots the monster straight away and then takes out all of the Tronics. Blaze is now teleported in. He's wondering what's going on and teleports him and the monster out. When the Rangers kind of like wonder what's going on, they find that Cruz and Smash have had their memories wiped and they've been factory reset to probably the day that they were created. So they're following the orders of the Rangers but have no personality whatsoever. This kind of gives the Rangers a little bit kind of, that's actually quite interesting. But then they're kind of like going, what could we do? We get a little bit of kind of heart to heart with Nate and Zoey, saying that Nate wants the kind of his own beast buddy. If he was happy to have one, you know, it'd be like a brother to him or a best friend. And this is when Zoey starts thinking. She's like, Nate says that Devon and Ravi do actually take their beast bots for granted. The next two scenes are quite interesting. So with Ravi and Devon, they're using their beast bots a lot more. So Devon has been talking about this shortcut, which I'm guessing is a way back to HQ or maybe back home or something like that. So as he tells Cruz, hey, let's go that shortcut, Cruz obeys and he's just like, yeah, okay, no problem. And they go through this entire whole like small part of the forest. But then Devon's like, hey, hang on, stop, you know, what are you doing? Whoa. And he's like, why did you do that? And Cruz is like, well, you told me to. So of course I'm going to do that. So Devon's like, oh yeah, kind of. When we switch to Ravi, he's fighting Smash and he tells Smash, don't hold back, come at me when I'm not expecting it. And Smash does that. And again, this is when Ravi goes like, why did you do that? You hurt me. And Smash is like, well, hang on a minute. You turned around and said to do this. If you didn't want me to do it, then you should have told me. And Ravi's like, oh yeah, why? But then Smash is like, okay, well, I'm now going to change that parameter. And Ravi's like, nah, I'm going to leave it. We then come to Zoey finding Jax, and he's coming out of a room and being very suspicious. So she's looking for a tablet, and she's like, have you seen it? And Jax is like, yeah, it's in Nate's lab. I put it there on charge. And Zoe's like, well, no, I couldn't find it. It's not there whatsoever. But with this, Jax is like, oh, well, you know, I'm telling you it's in Nate's lab. But she's like, no, well, what's in this room? And he's like, oh, I don't know. She's like, but you've just come from me. He's like, And this is a kind of a build-up. So in the end, he says, look, it is actually in the lab. I have left it in there for you. You know, please just go look for it. So when Zoey walks in, she can't find the tablet and she just turns around to the others after they've been complaining to Nate going, hey, like, you know, the beast bots are malfunctioning. They're not working. And Nate's like, hang on a minute. You asked them to do something and now you're saying it's their fault? And Devon and Ravi's like, yeah. So when Zoey actually walks in and says like, oh my god, Jax is annoying me. I really wish I didn't have a beast bot. Boom. Jax hears that and he's like, I found your tablet. I didn't lie. It's here. And just hands it to her and she's like, oh. And he's like, all right, I'm off. This makes Zoey regret what she said about him. All the Rangers chase after him, go into the room that's been locked, and they see that there's a huge party going on. And Jax says, look, at the end of the day, we wanted to make sure that you guys got gratification. You know, you have saved the city. You know, you've done so much for us. We just wanted to say thank you. This is when the Rangers then realize what's going on. We notice that the frosting on the cake was on Smash's fist because he'd been icing the cake. Cruz had been actually sorting out the party, but that's the reason why he was late. And Jax, I can't remember what Jax does, but he was kind of organizing as well. And all the Rangers feel really bad about it. Nate comes running into the room and says, hey, I know the reason why they stole the Beast Bot's memories. It's because they want all the information on the Megazord. This is when the Rangers then kind of figure out and go, oh crap, now we've got to try and get them back from the others. This is when Jax forms a plan. But then Zoey says, no, we're not going to kind of like put you as bait. We're going to make sure that you're safe. And Jax is like, look, you guys are the Power Rangers. I'm safe regardless. But, you know, this needs to happen. They kind of agree and they all go to the train yard and they do the whole thing of Jax goes off on his own and the Rangers kind of hide, you know, so the monster then just jumps out and goes, aha, I found you, this is the main thing. In all, when all this has kind of been done, the Rangers have used the holographic technology to kind of pop out from boxes or stuff around, and there's a huge massive fight going on. Now, this is where they use a lot of Sentai footage. So before they jump into the main fight, they get the discs back, they give it to Jax, and Jax kind of just runs off to give the information back to Nate. So this is when we now jump into Sentai footage, and I've got to admit, I really like the way that they kind of combine this together, and it's not just a, oh, mismatch. It worked really, really well. And in the end, they defeat the monster. Skruzzle then sends a Giga Drone to Earth, which is in the shape of the train. So at this one, I think the train then creates 2 different other ones as well. So there's 3 altogether. The Rangers form the Megazord, and then everything's over really, really quickly. And you kind of think, oh, okay, the fight scene isn't that great, but it's over quite quickly. We come to the end of the episode where the Beast Bots are coming into the room, the same room that the Rangers were in before, but where they have the entire whole like party that's going on. And then the Rangers throw them a party and say, look, you know, we've been really bad to you guys. We want to be really nice to you. You know, we appreciate you more than ever. And it's an entire whole party. Suddenly Ben and Betty just jump out the cake and they're like, have you been in there the entire time? And Betty's like, yeah, we ate all the cake, and then lets out a burp or a belch, and it just seems out of place. But again, it was okay because I'm hoping that they don't go down this entire whole routine or anything like this. And things are absolutely fine. Now we jump to the most important part of the episode, I think, and this is Skruzzle's plan that he's worked out with Evox. Now, in this scene, we see loads of stuff in the cyber dimension. The Tronics are moving pieces of metal about, they're moving things up and down, and then all of a sudden, like Blaze and Roxy, like, what's going on? And Skruzzle says, we're going to be making a cyber gate so that Evox can come in and out. So the plan isn't what I thought originally was going to be the end of the season. We're getting it halfway through, so where Evox is going to escape. I also think that this will be a way of sending more Tronics through, so it's not just batches and batches. So I'm very interested to see how this all goes. Now, my thoughts on this entire episode. Again, this episode seems like they're taking a step back. It seems like maybe the Beast Bots could have done something at the very beginning for the Rangers then to go, do you know what? We actually really like you. But it just seems like from the past 2 episodes, they're really taking like kind of a step back, and I don't like that at all. I'm hoping in the next few episodes they can get rid of this, or if they have to, get it all out now. Don't kind of let it go on, because I don't want to sit in like another like 4 episodes or 4 episodes later on and we're going back to how it should have been in the 1st or 3rd episode of the actual series. Now, I really did like the very end part, and I do think this is the entire thing that saved the episode, because it's making me want to watch the next one and making me want to actually go, well, how are they going to form this gate? What's it going to be like? Is it going to be ginormous, very similar to send a Giga Drone, or is this going to be very small that you can send armies of Tronics as well as Blaze and Roxy? I generally think that it's going to be more interesting, but this part of the episode had me more intrigued than anything else. And there we go. That is pretty much the episode and my kind of thoughts on it. The winner for this coin here, which is the movie coin, is Strange Glass. All you have to do is go to my About page. There'll be my email address. So if you send me your email with all your details, I will then send one out to you. And if you want to win one of these coins as well, all you have to do is just comment on what you liked about this episode, and just really just put something about Beast Morphers. So Ranger Nation, what are your thoughts? Did you like the episode? Did you not? Are you happy about it, or are you not? What do you think about Skruzzle's plan, and how did you like the audio? Was it for you? Was it really kind of bad, or was it normal? Because when I've looked at the YouTube channel, normal sound, so maybe there could have been something wrong with Nickelodeon. I don't know. And if you've liked this video, like, favorite, comment, and consider subscribing. Hit that cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop. And as always, Ranger Nation, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in a bit.